Fueled up, fun drink in hand, ready to get the show on the road. Headed to OKC, Goodwill bins to pick today, and also to go to as many Goodwill stores as possible. All along. If you're from Tulsa, head to OKC. You definitely recognize this part of the drive. OKC Goodwill Outlet bins. Paid less than $10 for all these things. The best thing are these Vietnam-era vintage combat boots. They should be worth 50 to 65 bucks. After just less than 1 hour at the Goodwill bins in OKC, not feeling it, gonna try to hit up all the Goodwills in Oklahoma City, which I believe there are 10. Let's try to hit every single one of them. Goodwill OKC retail store, number 1. I've decided I'm refusing to pick anything Dragon Ball Z because I'm still so sour about my bad pick a week ago. Goodwill store stop number 1 did not disappoint. Spent 33 bucks, 10 items. Electronic shaking skeleton, I'll say for a better season. Flocked Mrs. Claus, likely made in Japan. 2 MCM Continental can glasses, I just love this style, I always pick them up. BMW Golf Sport hat. Half-Life 2 PC game. Something I really get enjoyment doing, I don't really know why. I love collecting books for a series. It takes years to get the whole series sometimes, but I got paperback Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. Just recently learned that Tom Clancy hardback books with the character Jack Ryan sell incredibly well if you have the series. Picked up these 2 today that have the Jack Ryan character. Most profitable find of the stop is this CL wool running hat. These range from 30 to 60 bucks, paying just $2.99 for this one. Put a dent in that Goodwill. Let's head on to number 2. OKC thrift trip, Goodwill store number 2. Number 2, wasn't feeling it. Sometimes stores just don't have a good vibe, like you're just not gonna find anything. Found 3 things, 10 bucks, let me show you. A RockFit CrossFit hat. I actually have a hoodie at home that I'm gonna sell. I think I'll bundle this together. A vintage Colorado Rockies spring training hat. And I always pick these up when I see them for the right price. Tupperware, microwave, like container set. OKC thrift trip, store number 3. Shockingly, only a mile away from the last one. They are thick with Goodwills here in OKC. Yet not a cart in sight. Thought I was going to be taking my first L of this trip until I came across this Club Pro cart cooler worth like 80 bucks. Tom Clancy books have to be the easiest thing in the world to spot because the name is just so big on them. Here's another Jack Ryan book. This one will be coming home with me. This is a bag of Century sparring gear. Looks to be maybe youth. Also, it's got the mouth guard, which is gross. Maybe a headgear, foot pads, shin guards, and sparring gloves. Waiting very patiently to pay my 14 bucks and change on to the next Goodwill thrift. OKC thrift trip, Goodwill stop number 4. Finally, a cart. If you've noticed, sourcing shoes is pretty much my number 1 thing to pick. The men's shoes here are looking pretty dire, except for these vintage Vask hiking boots. Vask is an awesome vintage hiking brand. I should get like 60 to 90 for these, even in this condition. Thought long and hard about this Cyclops or Cyclops bike trainer. They only wanted $12.99 for it, but I think it's missing the pin, and without that, it's just not much use. And on top of that, the pin costs like $12 to $15 to replace, really cutting in on the profit. Paid up 50 bucks for this newer ring light. I needed a third one for home to help take pictures and just do my studio lighting basically. They're over 100 online. So not quite a steal, but it is a savings. Picked this vintage Farberware piece. It's worth about $25, paid $2.99. Store number 4, Goodwill. On our way to store number 5. Actually, I think we might be in Moore, Oklahoma now. Kind of let my boundaries in Oklahoma City get a little loose. $1 bid and now 2, now $2 bid and now 3, now $3 bid and now 4, now $4 bid and now 5. Practicing my auctioneer training while I'm driving today. Store 5. Thought we scored a nice solo leather bag here, but as you can see, the handle is ripped. Had to leave it behind. Absolutely nothing at stop number 5, but honestly, that's pretty realistic. I even looked at the clothes, which if you've noticed, I haven't been picking clothes this trip because clothes take me so long to go through. I'm just wanting to go from store to store to store, but I just finally called it, and I think I need food. The Mule used to be one of my favorite restaurants for sandwiches in Oklahoma City. It moved spaces. It's not as good today as it used to be. It's in the Plaza District, though, which is really, really cool district neighborhood in OKC. Has a lot of art, cool stuff there. feeling a lot better, fueled up after my meal at the Mule. A lot of cool art stores and just like shopping stores. Go look for some Christmas gifts. Believe it or not, I do buy new stuff for Christmas gifts rather than source them from picking. Right there is where the Mule used to be. And here's one of my favorite shops in OKC, DNA Galleries. Hope it's open because it's Veterans Day. Christmas gifts secured. On to Goodwill number 6. If you watch enough of Kayla and Matt on YouTube, you're bound to start trying to pick purses and wallets. I thought this was Brighton. It's not. Someone with very big feet donated a ton of basketball shoes, all about size 18. I looked them all over, picked one. Here's the ones I went with. Air Force 25 in pretty good condition, size 18. Check out the length of these in comparison to my arm. Never thought I'd say this, but I am getting a little tired of thrifting. Think I'll hit 1 or 2 more Goodwills on my way back to Tulsa and call it a day. Oklahoma Goodwill thrift trip, store number 7. Here we go. Just a friendly PSA, Allbirds have virtually no resale value anymore. Cole Haan Grand Pro Rally Court. Got these specifically because they're dirty. I ordered some shoe cleaner that I want to test out on these. Paid $6.59. Some vintage Kepa shoes, OU branded. Took a chance on these. Some Razorback version of these sold for $80 on eBay. Spotted some more Tom Clancy ebooks, so I put them in the cart. Can't wait to sell them in one big lot. These vintage hiking backpacks that have the external frame are desirable, yet no one wants to pay the shipping cost for them. This one, however, is JanSport USA made. I picked it up. Paid $12.09. Stop number 7, we've technically made our way into Edmond, Oklahoma, back on the way to Tulsa. Goodwill number 8, as you can see, sun's starting to set. Paid just under $9 for these vintage Reebok Classics in excellent condition. I know they're vintage because the new ones have a QR code on the tag, and the tag on these just looks vintage, as you can see. You seeing this, Tulsa? $227. Goodwill number 9 looks shockingly like number 7. Almost wondering if it's the same one. I don't think it is. Let's hope not. I almost called it quits before we hit our 9th and 10th store. Glad I didn't check out what I just found. These are motocross boots. Not sure how you say this brand, G-A-E-R-N-E, but they are worth hundreds of dollars, even in used condition. Hopefully $200 to $300. They cost $12.09. I checked the buckles. They seem like they're in good condition. I'll try to clean them up as best as I can, but hoping to get at least $200, if not $300 out of these boots. It actually might be the find of the day. One item at this 9th Goodwill store, but I am not complaining. Looking to make like $180 to $280 profit on these. Here it is, Goodwill number 10 on my thrift trip in Oklahoma. This is the final leg of my stop. This one is in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Fun fact, Guthrie, Oklahoma was actually the first state capital of Oklahoma until 1910. Had these in my cart all the way to the checkout till I realized the heel wear on them. I put them back, called it quits for the night. Got nothing at the 10th retail Goodwill store. This concludes my OKC Goodwill thrift road trip. Thank you guys so much for watching the series. 1 outlet, 10 retail stores, 250 miles round trip. If you've ever wondered what 10 to 11 hours of thrifting in Oklahoma gets you on just any old regular day, this is kind of it if you're not picking clothing. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Early Bird Picker. I'm Rafa. As always, I'll see all y'all on the next video.